Okay, I'm putting the controller down. I wanted to finish the final boss before doing the review, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen because he's a little bit difficult. But I'll beat it like tomorrow, I swear. Welcome to Greybeard Gaming. This week I'm going to be talking about Hades, which is a super sweet game, and the only thing sweeter than it is clicking the like button and also subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. Okay, we got it out of the way. Let's keep going. Because it's gonna be a long one. I have a script and everything. It's pretty official. So what is it? Hades is a top-down isometric hack-and-slash roguelike. You play as Zagreus, the son of Hades, who wants nothing more than to break out of hell and see the light of day for himself, for reasons that I'll leave you to discover. Along the way, you'll hack-and-slash your way through hordes of your father's minions with the help of your godly family in Olympus as they shower their blessings down upon you in the way of power-ups. I've become a huge fan of roguelikes over the years, with some of my favorites being Rogue Legacy, Enter the Gungeon, Darkest Dungeon, Dead Cells, just to name a few. And Hades does share a lot of DNA with those other games. If you don't know, roguelikes are a genre of games that share some qualities with a very old game named Rogue. What it means to be a roguelike game has changed a lot over the years, with several attempts at nailing down a concise description, which have all subsequently failed as the genre continued to evolve. The main thing that makes up a roguelike for me is a gameplay loop where you start in some kind of a hub world and then move into a procedurally generated dungeon, often with levels. You're not expected to make it through to the end boss and beat the game on the first go. Instead, you're expected to die many times and upgrade your character in small increments in the hub world each time until eventually you make it to the end and beat the game. I think there's a few things that Hades does exceptionally well. One of them I'd expect and want it to do very well on, and another one that I never saw coming. So first off, let's talk about the one that, it should do well on. The hack and slash action combat in this game flows. It just feels right. The game feel is there, and it's there in full force. When you manage to unlock a weapon that feels right for you, and you get a couple of boons directed to you from Mount Olympus on high, and you start feeling it, you just start getting in the groove and dishing out insane amounts of damage while quickly flying around the map. It feels really, really good. And I found it felt even better when I started using a controller instead of keyboard and mouse, although this may vary for you. The combination of punchy sound design on the hits, generous spammable attacks and dashes, and overall quick movement means you can get into this flow state really easily and just start flying around the map. Thinking about it, I found this weird connection to Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, which I know doesn't make a lot of sense other than maybe I was thinking about it because of the new game. But there's something there where in Tony Hawk you feel like when you get into this huge combo, you just start doing it naturally. You don't think about what your hand is doing. You don't think about how you just, went from manual to grind to kickflip to manual. Like, you don't think about that. It just happens naturally. And that's how it feels in this game once it really starts clicking. And here's the surprising part where it knocked it out of the park. The narrative. The story. Something I don't really expect a lot from in a roguelike game. Usually it's all really about the gameplay. But here they managed to mesh the two, the gameplay and the narrative, together in such a way that it creates a unique experience. I won't give away spoilers here, don't worry, but I'll explain what I mean. Why is it that in these other roguelike games you keep coming back? Sometimes there is a cute reason, like you're a ball of dead cells in Dead Cells, or you're the next generation in Rogue Legacy, but it doesn't serve a truly interesting narrative. In Hades, you come back because you're immortal, because you have to come back. You don't have a choice. You're brought home because your controlling father will not let you leave. Each time you're faced with a stunning amount of indifference as he knows fully that you can never escape, and he doesn't even care that you're trying. He just continues to scribble away on his bureaucratic paperwork. Then, again, as you try to make your way out of hell, you'll find these different domains from Greek mythology all the way up, the levels of a roguelike. The devs made something where the gameplay perfectly mirrors the narrative. It's like they knew. Whoa. One last thing about this narrative gameplay reflection that I noticed. The way that they introduce the pantheon of gods and how you're allowed to interact with them, they are sending messages and blessings to help you out of hell, but they can't physically be there with you. So as a designer, a developer, you don't have to design their models. You don't have to animate them. Instead, they simply made incredibly detailed, beautiful art for each character, and focused on making sure that they were voiced brilliantly by some great voice actors. I was talking to my friend Soup about this game, which I think he actually loves it even more than I do. He can't stop playing it from what he tells me. And he brought up yet another connection, one that was more perplexing and one that I didn't understand at all. Japanese dating sims. I feel like Michael from Vsauce. Japanese dating sims? Yeah, I didn't get it either at first. But each of these gods is sexy. No, like, really, really sexy. Even Thanatos, the personification of death, looks like this. On top of this, you curry their favor in the most Japanese dating sim way. You give them a generic gift. Everyone likes the same thing, and one gift equals one like, and of course, they give you something in return. It's a weird mashup of genres, but you can see that they borrowed yet again, and it seems to work. Okay, quick fire round, because this thing is getting long. First off, game length for price, I think is very, very good. You can probably beat it in just a few days, but if you want to unlock everything and get all the story beats, you're going to be playing this thing for a long time. The game music is incredible. Hopefully I put some music in this video for you to hear from the game, especially in the boss fights. It's really, really well done. The weapons and abilities are endlessly customizable and will be different on every single run, giving this game tons of replayability. And as I sort of mentioned before, the art in both the character portraits and the level design is filled with detail and color. It looks wonderful. The only small gripe that I have is that the hub world itself seems kind of big to me, sort of needlessly large, where it takes a little while to run across it, grab your upgrades, and go back out. I like it to be a little bit more tight so that you can just get back out there almost instantly and keep fighting if you want to. But this is such a small thing. It's probably just my attention deficit disorder popping off. So who knows? All things considered, this is a really, really great game, and one that is now vying for the top spot with Dead Cells in my sort of mind of all the roguelikes that I've played. So please do let me know what games you think are the best from the roguelike category, genre, what your favorite is, if Hades has taken the top spot as well, or if there's some other game that I missed. Please do let me know. I'd love to hear about it in the comments. And if you haven't already, half of the people who watched my last videos are not subscribed, so please do subscribe. It would help the channel grow, and that would be awesome. Graybeard, out.